see so many people get a property unprepared. You know, they fixate so much on getting the deposit money and forget about all that other stuff that's just as important. Like getting the best mortgage rates, for example. And it's up to you to find the best mortgage rates amongst the lot, because you can be avoiding paying tens of thousands of pounds to £1,000, guys, if the mortgage rate is low enough. With this, preparation really is key. That's why I've got these 4 things to discuss with you guys that could really give you the best mortgage rates if you utilize them correctly. And honestly speaking, you're going to probably need those 4 things working in unison with each other to ensure you get the lowest rates possible. Can you guess what those 4 things are? If not, then before we get started, make sure to show my channel some support, guys, by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with the notification bell on as well. So back to where we left off, one of the top 4 things that you need to put in place to get the best mortgage rates around is hiring yourself a competent mortgage broker. And I mentioned this first for a reason, because a good, competent mortgage broker is literally worth their weight in gold when it comes to purchasing your property on a mortgage. There are a lot of people that go to the main chain banks for a mortgage, when in actuality, guys, you've got a plethora of mortgage providers that you could potentially use and giving you better rates than the main banks do. Get to know them. And if you have a good, competent mortgage broker in your corner, then you can be cherry picking the best mortgage providers that give you the best rates. Oh, and don't forget to be completely transparent and honest with your mortgage broker as well, because the more they know about your specific scenario, the more they can pick mortgage providers that can tailor to that application too. Another factor that I believe seriously affects your mortgage rates is how much money, capital, you're willing to put down on the property in the form of deposit, guys. This one's quite a clear and obvious one, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But ultimately, the more money you're willing to put down in the form of capital, you know, the deposit, the less money the mortgage provider has to borrow you. And so you're seeing less of a risk, guys, which in turn can give you really low mortgage rates too. They say third time's the charm, but this third factor that I'm going to discuss about that really affects your mortgage rates actually frustrates me the most amongst all 4. I won't lie to you guys, because when it comes to having good credit, it's almost just as important as having enough money for the deposit. That's why it's up to you to make sure you've got the best possible credit to give you the best possible step forward. Because with bad credit, you might even be rejected getting a mortgage in the very first place, guys. You can't physically buy a property, you know, until you actually have the full amount to pay for the property from your own pocket. Or even worse, guys, you might be offered mortgages but at an extremely high rate. And if you choose to take those mortgages on, you can find yourself in trouble later on in years down the line. And the reason why it frustrates me, guys, is because getting good credit for a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people out there, really isn't that hard, people. It might just take you having to take out a credit card, spending it on one inexpensive thing every month, guys, and then when the payment is due, paying it back in full on time. It's really not that hard. But yet, you'll be surprised how many people think about their credit only when they have the money for the deposit. It's about being proactive, not being reactive. Especially when it comes to credit, guys. Because the number one thing that matters the most when it comes to boosting your credit rating is history. You need to have a good, proven track record of paying your bills back in full, on time, every time. So the longer your track record is, the higher your credit rating will always be. Don't be a last minute guy. And my 4th and final factor that you have to consider to get the best mortgage rates around is timing, guys. Now, I will be the first to admit that you will have very, very little control, if that, over this factor. But it's also undeniable how timing, you know, the time that you enter that market, the property market, how much it influences you and how you purchase your property. A bad market with high mortgage rates can really run you dry, whilst a good market with low mortgage rates can really lift you up and make it that much easier. And just for your information, guys, with the current affair of things right now in the UK property market, mortgage rates are really low. In fact, it's so low that some people are even questioning how long these low mortgage rates will last for. So if you're thinking about having this factor play into your hands, then right now is a really good time. But what I will say though is that you can throw the counter argument that property prices have risen. So it might be the case of taking 10 steps forward to only take 10 steps back. But that is determined on your personal scenario. And that's part and parcel of time in the market. Altogether, these are my 4 factors that I believe really influence you getting the lowest mortgage rates possible. The question is, what will you do to make sure that this happens? And if you guys feel like I've missed any other factors, then let me know down in the comment box below. Whilst you're there, make sure to like this video guys, share it too, and subscribe with notification bell on as well. It's your favourite YouTuber, Decent and Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences with you guys every Sunday at 3 PM. Have a great day, people. Bye.
Whoa.